Alright, what up everybody? So this video, a little bit different than before. I had a talk with Miss Smith, and basically I'm going to be making my stuff a little bit easier to get through. Make a long story short, for the quiz that we actually had, the one that was supposed to be due yesterday at 11:59 at night, I only had 41 out of 72 ninth graders actually complete the quiz. And if that's the case, if I have basically almost half the class not doing it, I'm assuming that it's too difficult or that I'm not doing a good enough job or something like that. So I'm just going to switch it up. And so what we're going to do here, this is actually the quiz itself. So the assignment's pretty simple here. If you have already completed the quiz, your job is to grade yourself right now. Watch to see if you did the same exact things. Maybe you can put a video a little bit faster if you need to. And if you have not already completed the quiz, then you need to be writing down each and every little step here and submitting it not only once but twice. You need to go back and resubmit to the old one to get that done to get your grade there. Hopefully that works out. In addition, I'm switching up how my office hours have worked. And those of you who did turn in at least one homework assignment, if you needed some help on it, I kind of mentioned is I'm just going to be available all the time. I'm not going to set it up where, hey, I'm available from 11 to 1, because if I'm on there for 30 minutes in a row, it kicks me off if no one else joins me. And then I'm just like, okay, well, no one else is joining, so I kind of just sign off. And then some people say, hey, you were not there at 12:15. And I was like, well, I signed off at 12:10. And now, now no one can get help. So instead, I'm going to change it to just email me. If you email me, I'll make sure my email is available to you on Canvas. I'll mention that. Just send me an email, and I will be on webex as soon as I get that email. I get little text message notifications on my phone that tell me if I have an email. On my computer, a little ding shows up, so I should be able to show up. And I'm just going to make myself available all day. I don't have anything going on in my life right now. I am pretty much doing the whole quarantine thing. So I'm just sitting at home playing video games, watching television, whatnot. So I will definitely be available within an hour if you send me an email, and I will get you the help that you need. Anyways, enough talk. Let's go over this complete the square problem. So hopefully we did a couple of these things right. So first step is to move everything to one side, make the we already have it set up. It's already set up in a way where all the x's are on one side, all of the regular numbers are on the other, so you don't have to do anything with that. We need to immediately go and complete the square off to the side. So kind of set this one up as easy as it could be. Start by writing that middle term, that negative 12x. You take away the x, divide by 2, put a star next to it, and then square. And that's the guy that you're going to add to both sides of the equation there. So we're going to get x squared minus 12x, and if you need to, you can go ahead and switch colors. I kind of like switching colors on occasion here. Equals 28, and then again plus 36. After that, we hit the simplify and rewrite. So simplifying, we have x minus 6 squared. Again, that minus 6 came from the star. And then this guy, we have 28 and 36 added together is going to be 64. After that, take the square root. Remember, when you're taking the square root of both sides, we make two separate equations, one that is positive and one that is negative. Please note, I just did the square root. My head square root of 64 is 8, so if you need to draw a little note to yourself, you can. You don't have to write that down, but that's where that came from. I'm going to move the 6 to the other side, so we get 8 plus 6, which is 14. And we have negative 8 plus 6, which is negative 2. And there are two solutions. Easy enough. All right, so let's go on to 1B. Again, grading yourself, what you should have done. Obviously, if you got all the right work, just tell yourself you did great. And if you made a mistake, I would like you to correct it. I don't want you to give yourself points. Everyone's going to get full credit just for participating in this guy. I'm going to be nice and easy about it. Just, find your mistake. And if you can't find your mistake, maybe, again, shoot me an email and get some help from my tutor. All right, let's go on to the next problem. So this one, we have to rearrange first. We have things kind of not in the right order. That negative x squared needs to be positive, and we don't want that 7 there, so we're going to take this guy, and it's going to get moved over here, and then this guy got to get moved over there. So it's going to become x squared plus 8x equals negative 7. And then we repeat that same process that we did in that last question. So we're going to have 8x, take away the x, divide by 2, put a star next to it, and square. Don't need to change colors here. I just did on the other problem to remind ourselves that's where it came from. We got plus 16 equals negative 7 plus 16. We rewrite immediately. So we get x plus 4 quantity squared equals, in this case, 9. If we use our calculator, we do negative 7 plus 16. Take the square root of both sides. This time I'll write out the actual square root of 9 that I forgot to write on that last one. And x plus 4 equals the negative square root of 9. I have to slide my paper up just a little bit here. So we got x plus 4 equals 3, and x plus 4 equals negative 3, and x equals 3 minus 4, x equals negative 1, and x equals negative 3 minus 4, so x equals negative 7. Easy enough. Hopefully we are good to go on those first two problems. Again, if you need help finding your mistake, just let me know. Let's go on to the graphing questions. So for the graphing questions, we have these steps that we have been following, where we find the vertex and then find the zeros and then put it all together and check your work. So let's make sure we're doing all those things. So our first step is to find the vertex. So we have our a is negative 1, which creates a frowny face parabola. So we know we're going to have a little frowny guy. We have our h is going to be positive 5. Remember to switch the sign. And our k is going to be 4. So we have 5, 4 as our vertex. Label it if we wanted to, v. Then we need to solve that equation. Remember, we're setting that y equal to 0. So 0 equals this negative x minus 5 squared plus 4. This is the finding the zeros step. Finding the zeros, we're going to take this entire negative x minus 5 squared. We're going to take that entire thing and move it over to the left. So this entire thing is getting moved over here. And you're going to get x minus 5 squared equals 4. Take the square root of both sides of the equation. You get x minus 5 equals the square root of 4. X minus 5 equals the negative square root of 4. X minus 5 equals 2. X minus 5 equals negative 2. And x equals 2 plus 5. So x is 7, and x equals negative 2 plus 5, and therefore x equals 3, which gives us the coordinates 7, 0, and 3, 0. That was the whole point of that guy. So there is the first one. All set up, ready to graph. So let's get our graph ready to go. So getting our graph going, we need to use something to make give ourselves a straight edge. Give ourselves a nice little straight line. I don't know where my little bookmark went. There it is. So I'm just creating my straight lines. Now you can't see it yet. I'm gonna run out of room if I don't. Okay, so here we go. So, and this is our x, this is our f of x, or our y value, and our first coordinate that we, our little tick marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Our first coordinate was 5, 4. So we have 5, 4. So that's 5, and then up 4 is right there. There's our vertex of 5, 4. And then now we have to also graph our two zeros, which are 7, 0 and 3, 0 from up here. I don't know why I slowed that down. So we have 7, 0 there and 3, 0 there. And the way that parabolas are, I saw a lot of people kind of doing straight V's on their homework. We're going to kind of make them more curvy if possible. So let's make those as curvy as we can. And that looks like it's going kind of down further below, and let's see if that's right. So that means this is guessing that the parabola doesn't cross this axis for quite a while, so we're way down off the page. We can double check that by plugging in 0 and seeing what we get. So off to the side, we can do like f of 0 equals negative 0 minus 5 squared plus 4. So that's going to be negative of 25 plus 4, which is negative 21, which is exactly what we expected, to have that guy all the way towards the bottom. 0, negative 21, that is. Again, you're supposed to check your work, make sure you did everything nice and neat. If you want to see anything more in depth, more slower, another example, another way of doing it, come on by to my tutoring. We got one more problem to try out here, so let's do it. It is graphing this one. So this one has that minus 36, so when you graph it, you're probably going to count by 5s or 10s, so we can count further away for the y. But let's do it. So we have our h. Oops, I forgot our letter A is positive 1, so we have a happy face parabola. We have our h is negative 7, and our k is negative 36. And again, remember we switched that sign, don't forget. So you got negative 7, negative 36. There you go. So let's continue on. Let's put it equal to 0 over here, equals our x plus 7 quantity squared minus 36. And this time we have this guy is negative. We'll move this guy over there to make that one positive, so it's different from the last question. This time I want to make this 36 equals x plus 7 squared. We're used to seeing it the other way around, so let's rewrite it the other way around. X plus 7 squared equals 36. Let's just flip-flop in the direction. You're always allowed to do that if you want. Take the square root of both sides. Show a little bit less work this time. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 36 with a negative in front is negative 6. And 6 minus 7 is negative 1. And negative 6 minus 7 is negative 13. So again, we have this bigger graph this time where we're going down to negative 36, going all the way out to these negative 13 and negative 1. So let's count by, how about we count by 2's for the x's and count by 5's for the y's? Is that fine? Let's do that. So I still need to do a graph. Where did my little straight edge go? I just had it and it vanished. Oh, it's on the floor. It's my fault. All right. Okay, we got x. This time it's g of x up here. All right, so we have we got to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, okay. And now, again, on the x's, we said we're counting by 2's. So if we count by 2's, that means that this guy right here is going to be 10. And we said on the y's, we're going to count by 5. So this guy all the way up here is 25. So we have to label that. If it's only 1's, you don't really have to label it. But if it's, anything but, you have to label it. So we have negative 1 and negative 13 as our x values. Remember, those are coordinates, negative 1, 0, and negative 13, 0. So negative 1, if you're counting by 2's, is going to be right here, in between 0 and negative 2. And if that's negative 10, that's the benefit of doing these big tick marks. That's negative 10, negative 20, negative 10, negative 12, negative 14. Right here is negative 13. And then our coordinate negative 7, negative 36. So negative 7, is going to be, so we have 2, 4, 6, -7's right there, and then down, we got to go down to -36, so we're kind of going right here. And then we got to go down all the way to -36. So this is 25, 30, 35, a little bit less than that, so like right here. Okay. And again, we got to make it a nice little curvy if we can. So make it just nice and curvy. All right, now we have to check our work. So checking our work. We're going to plug in 0, see what we get. So g of 0 is going to be equal to 0 plus 7 squared minus 36, which is 49, and minus 36, which is 12. So you got that coordinate 0, 12. 0, 12, does it look like I did that? Well, it looks like I crossed it like 10, so 12, close enough. I'm happy. That would be 100% if you had done those 4 things in the quiz. But again, if you didn't, I'm giving you full credit if you turned it in, and I'm still giving you 90% credit if you are turning it in late. So please get it in. Have a great rest of your day, and I will upload a second video shortly. Have a good one.